The legacy and voices of our ancestors is a foundation we can stand on and be inspired by today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Racists and anti-Black enthusiasts have always made affirmative action out to be this boogeyman that's cheating everybody else out of being treated fairly. But what you probably don't know, but what I just found out today, is that they also believe in the affirmative action fairy that's giving Black people this kind of unfair advantage after they get an opportunity. Apparently, once you get into college, according to them, under affirmative action, the affirmative action fairy follows you around and does all your work, turns in all your papers, does all the studying for you, takes these tests and gets grades for you, and then you don't even have to do anything after that. The affirmative action fairy is going to hand you your diploma once you just get on campus. Anybody with any good sense knows that affirmative action wasn't doing all that. Just getting into college doesn't do anything for you. You got to work hard to get your degree, make your grades. You got to spend those nights studying. It doesn't do all that for you. But somehow they've made everybody believe that affirmative action was giving Black folks all this like unfair advantages, discrimination, and it's this anti-white racism. The thing that's really shocking is how they can get away with this. I look at all these political pundits talking about this Supreme Court decision, and the first thing that really burns me is nobody is talking about the origin of affirmative action at all. The fact that 400 years of oppression, slavery, imagine 400 years in slavery where you can't pass even any wealth onto your children at all. All that's stolen from you. The government stands by smiling and grinning, allow it to happen. No laws are going to stop it. Then they come in now and talk about, well, the government shouldn't be giving these legacy African Americans an unfair advantage. I'm thinking, after 400 years, the U.S. government owes something. I look back on the internment camps when the Japanese were interned in World War II. What a horrible atrocity and unjust thing that was. Did you know they got reparations twice right after the war in 1948? And then 40 years later they got even more reparations then. They got a payout from the government and a formal apology from Ronald Reagan at the time. But that's what affirmative action was meant to be. It's a form of reparations for all the horrible treatment. 400 years worth of it. Slavery ended. Then we had Jim Crow. People weren't allowed to vote. And you're trying to tell me that now that's the limit of the reparations? We're going to take away affirmative action now? And it never was as big as people acted like it was. If you look at the original ruling, all it did was bar discrimination for these companies. They were taking government contracts. That's all it did. And so to prove they weren't discriminating, they kept little math and statistics to show they were given some opportunities. So now we come to 2023. People are talking about, especially I've seen Asian people, oh, this is good. We shouldn't have been discriminated against, blah, blah, blah. And, Harvard's at the center of this. There's about twice as many Asian students at Harvard in the class they admitted this year. There's only 6% of Black students at Harvard. But they're trying to act like that affirmative action is pushing all these students away and is cheating everybody their opportunities. That is such a lie. Such a lie. The real truth is we're only about 14% of the population already. What percentage do you think are applying at Harvard? We're not denying anybody opportunities. They got people thinking white students aren't even making it into school. All these Black students are keeping them. That is such a lie. Such a lie. There's plenty of opportunities to go to college in this country. And whatever state school is in your state, you can get in there. You don't need affirmative action to get in there. I didn't get into school for affirmative action. I can tell you what. The affirmative action fairy wasn't with me when I was studying, trying to make my grades and get my degree. I still had to work for that, like every other student did, because just getting in does nothing. So this ruling may seem like a harsh thing at the moment, but the truth is black folks are still going to get in school. Legacy African Americans are still going to get in. And they're going to get their opportunity. They may not get into Harvard, but you don't have to get into Harvard to get your degree and be successful. And if you have to work to try to get your test scores up, your admission scores up, then so be it. But the world was never a merit-based place, which is why affirmative action was started to begin with. It was meant to counteract all the horrible things we'd faced in the past. So we've overcome more than this in the past, a heck of a lot more. So if affirmative action ends, we're going to adjust to it. We're going to be fine because we got excellence in our hearts and minds, and all we have to do is tap on it and use it. When you think about a merit-based system, I always think of the NBA. Now, you see, they don't need any racial quotas there because it actually is merit-based. So if we hold these people accountable, put their feet to the fire, and look to other ways to really prove discrimination is going on, we'll be fine. We'll find a way around it. And we're going to move on and be even greater. Because people trying to act like affirmative action is doing this, that, and the other, that talk is over now. So from here on out, whatever excellence we achieve is going to be on us. And we're going to get credit for it.